Hello, this is Paul Sabino. Hey, so glad to be with you guys, Connection Group leaders, and I want to give you a little bit of a forecast of where we're going this weekend with Ephesians 2:11 through 22. Jeff did a great job teaching the first 10 verses of chapter 2, which show primarily how the separation between humanity and God has been eliminated through the cross. Now our passage will focus primarily on now also separation between people is eliminated through the cross. I'm going to open up with this question. How are people divided in culture? You know, it's sports teams, it's socioeconomic things, how much they make. Is it Cedar Falls, Waterloo? People are often divided over different things in culture. Get them talking about that. And then I want to lead them to what was the primary division point in culture in the first century. It was Jews and Gentiles. In our history in America, at one time it was maybe blacks and whites. Certainly in the history of the world, we've seen Greeks, barbarians, things like that. In the first century, Jews and Gentiles. And I'm going to start by having them work through the passage and having them first underline everything that was true of them before they met Christ. Those are primarily in those first couple verses. And then go ahead and circle everything in the following verses that is true of them since they've come to know Christ. And the reason I'm doing that is because Paul's opening word in verse 11 is you need to remember what life was like without Christ. There is value in remembering. And so there'll be some questions that at least I'll be using for my connection group that will guide you through some of the things I'm saying too. You can use them or make up your own if you'd like. I also will finish the passage by talking about how our identity in Christ is primarily corporate, not individual. I think we do a disservice when we overstress personal relationship with God, personal Bible study, personal devotional plan, to the exclusion of the corporate identity that we have together. The Bible definitely places more emphasis on the corporate identity, so I'll talk a little bit about that. Guys, halfway through your connection group, that Bible time, get to application. Two application questions that I'm going to ask have to do with would God allow you to be the one that helps remove the barrier that some have between two groups of people? Maybe that's you and someone else. Maybe it's between two broken people. Maybe the cross would be used even in our day to see that brokenness get demolished. And then also, would God continue to allow us as a church, and I believe He will, to allow the barrier of sin between people and God be removed? So share some gospel stories. I've heard of 3 college students in the last week who've given their lives to Christ, and also one community person. So cool what God's doing. Let's continue to be about it. See you on Sunday.